Chevrolet has just announced their official fuel economy numbers for the new 2020 Silverado 1500 with the 3-liter Duramax straight-six turbo diesel engine. We have been waiting for this for a very long time, at least I have, because they announced the truck and the engine over a year and a half ago. So this is very important, and the number is surprisingly good, because I was predicting something like a 32 MPG on the highway, but it's a little bit better than that. And I wanted to take this as an opportunity to show you all the different engine options that are available for the Chevy Silverado 1500, because there's a lot of them. And on this board you can see everything laid out. I'm going to give you pros and cons of every engine. So this is kind of a little buyer's guide when you're selecting your Silverado truck and you're not sure which engine to get. This should help you out. But before we start to lay out all the engine options available for the new Silverado, let's see how it compares to the competition, the V6 turbo diesels from Ford and the upcoming Ram EcoDiesel. So let's check this out here. So the Ford F-150 about a year ago has released their 3-liter Power Stroke V6, 250 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque, and their two-wheel drive number on the highway for the base truck was 30 MPG. That was the first full-size truck to hit the 30 MPG mark on the highway, and their combined number is 25 MPG for the two-wheel drive truck and 22 combined for the four-wheel drive. The Ram 1500 EcoDiesel, they have a second generation, actually third generation engine, V6, coming soon. We'll be driving it in August, so you'll see a lot more reviews of that truck coming up. Their power rating is 260 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, so they have more torque. Fuel economy on that engine are not available yet. But let's look at the Chevrolet engine. It's an all-new design. They had the opportunity to actually do a clean sheet, so the temperature management, the coolant, the turbocharger, the emission system are all designed to work together in the best way possible. And 277 horsepower is the result, which is the best of these three engines. And the torque is at 460 pound-feet of torque, which is not as high as the upcoming EcoDiesel, but it's more than the Power Stroke 3-liter. And here's the official EPA numbers. Check this out. Two-wheel drive Silverado 3-liter Duramax, 23 MPG city, 33 highway, 27 combined. 33, yes, that's now the best full-size truck fuel economy out there. And I'm pretty surprised, actually. Like I said, I was predicting about 32, which I thought was very optimistic and good. 33 just kind of blows that out of the water. The four-wheel drive rating on the Chevrolet, 23 city, same as the two-wheel drive, 29 highway and 25 combined. And I had the opportunity to speak with the chief engineer of the Chevy Silverado trucks, Tim Herrick, and I asked him, how come these four-wheel drive trucks have quite a large drop in fuel economy on the highway when compared to two-wheel drive trucks? And he explained for the Silverado, the additional weight of the four-wheel drive system actually puts it in a different class of truck as far as the EPA is concerned. So the test is a little bit different. There is a little bit more load on the rollers when they're testing the fuel economy in the laboratory. Of course, also the four-wheel drive truck sits a little bit higher. So in the real world, it gets slightly less fuel economy because of the aerodynamics, because the two-wheel drive truck is lower and has the air dam in the front. So those are some of the components that contribute to the 29 on the highway for the 4x4 Silverado. But when you compare it to the Ford, that's 4 better. That's a big increase over competition. So I think all those numbers are really, really impressive as far as I can see here. And we'll be doing a lot more real-world testing coming up really soon. But in this table here, I wanted to lay out pros and cons for every engine available in the Silverado 1500, and also show you how the pricing changes with each engine, because it's not just about fuel economy, it's all about, of course, the money and the price of the truck and how it compares. So let's quickly go over this. So it all starts out with a 4.3-liter V6, which has the kind of an older generation active fuel management system, which means it can run in the V4 mode or V6 mode, so it has cylinder deactivation. Only available in the work truck and custom Trail Boss trims, and of course the power is 285 horsepower and 305 torque. So it actually has one of the highest torque numbers as far as base V6 engines are concerned when you compare it to Ford and Ram. But fuel economy is not really impressive. I mean, it was impressive several years ago, but no longer is really outstanding. 17 MPG combined, both two-wheel drive and 4x4. And if you look at the base truck, and I'm talking about the two-door, 8-foot bed, long bed, two-wheel drive truck, the starting price of the Silverado, the latest one, is $29,895 MSRP. So where do you go from there? Well, Chevrolet has several options with their 5.3-liter V8. And the 5.3 has been the workhorse for them. It's one of their most popular engines because it's also available in other trucks. Of course, the GMC Sierra, but also the Chevy Tahoe and the Suburban, etc., etc. And they still offer it with a 6-speed automatic transmission for work trucks and custom trim level trucks. The horsepower rating is still the same as some of the other combinations, with the 5.3 is 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. And the fuel economy, that's kind of an interesting thing. It's very similar to the base 4.3 V6. For a two-wheel drive truck here with a 6-speed, it's 16 MPG combined and 17 MPG combined for a four-wheel drive. So basically almost identical. But since you're getting more power, you're paying more. It costs $1,395 more over that base V6 naturally aspirated engine. And I think the pros of the base engine V6 is just cost effectiveness. You know, if you want a fleet truck or a work truck that's very simple, you can get the 4.3-liter V6 and be pretty happy with it because it's very price efficient. Yes, it has a lot of torque as well. But if you want more punch, obviously the V8 offers you more growl. Next comes another engine that's new to the lineup. It's the 2.7-liter turbocharged gas engine. It's a 4-cylinder. It's the first 4-cylinder engine in a full-size truck, and it's available on LT and RST trim levels for the Silverado. It has pretty good horsepower, obviously more than the V6 base, but quite a bit less than the V8, 310 horsepower, but really good torque, 348 pound-feet of torque, and that comes in very low in the RPM range, while this torque in the V8 comes up higher, probably above 4,000 RPM here. This torque comes in much earlier. It's acting more as a diesel engine actually, because the torque is available around 2,000 RPM or a little bit less. Maximum torque is there. And fuel economy is not bad either. Check it out. So 21 MPG combined for a two-wheel drive truck with a turbo gas engine and 20 MPG for the four-wheel drive version. So it's actually significantly more than the base engine or the V8. So that's the pro for this turbocharged engine. And it's available with the 8-speed automatic, and it's also a very high-tech engine. But you do have to pay a little bit more for it, about $905 over this option, although trim levels don't match up exactly. It's basically custom versus LT, but you have to pay a slight amount more over the base V8 engine here. Then the bread and butter really is the 5.3-liter V8 with an 8-speed. So we've seen the one with a 6-speed, now it's the 8-speed. It has availability across a wide range of trucks. So if you like a more luxurious LTZ with this engine, you can get it. You can also get it in the LT Trail Boss, which is the more fancy version of the Trail Boss off-road truck for Chevrolet. You're still getting 355 horsepower, same torque, 383. And the fuel economy is comparable, but not as good as a turbocharged engine. 19 combined here for two-wheel drive and 18 combined for a 4x4. But you do have to pay to get that 8-speed automatic and also the latest DFM, Dynamic Fuel Management System, $1395 extra over the other engines here, over the 2.7. Is it worth it? Well, you have to decide that for yourself. You do have wider availability of trim levels. So like I said, if you want a more luxurious truck, this engine, the 5.3 with an 8-speed may be the option for you. What I don't have on this board is actually a 5.3 V8 with a 10-speed automatic, which they will have available also for the 2020 model years. It makes your choice a little bit more complicated, but that's available in the higher trim levels like the LTZ and the High Country. So I didn't want to kind of complicate this any further, but that combination is also coming. Finally, the 3-liter straight 6 diesel, it's only available with a 10-speed automatic, and that's how it gets its fuel economy. That's part of it. The 10-speed, of course, does help. Available in 4 trim levels, LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country. It's not currently available, or it's not available in the Trail Boss trim, so if you wanted that lifted truck with a 2-inch lift and a diesel engine, it's not available yet. But you could technically build your own Trail Boss by buying a 4x4 diesel Silverado and then going to the Chevrolet Performance Parts and actually getting that 2-inch lift as a accessory. So you can actually do that yourself or at the dealership. The power numbers you already know, 277, 460. And once again, these numbers are very impressive, 27 combined for the 2-wheel drive and 25 combined for a 4x4. But just look up here. I mean, this number is 10 MPG better than the base engines here. So that's a huge percentage increase. Yes, you have to pay for this fuel economy. It's $2,495 over the where the V8 is, actually with an 8-speed. And the base price for a quad cab, that's a 4-door short cab with a longer bed 2-wheel drive truck, is just over $42,000. So yes, you do have to pay for this, and obviously as you option the truck higher and higher, a High Country version with a 4x4 system would be in the higher $50,000 or $60,000 range. It actually cross the $60,000 range, but those prices are very competitive. If you look at the Ford Power Stroke, fully loaded Power Stroke 3-liter F-150 will also go for in the $65,000 or more pricing range. So the pricing that Chevrolet has here is very competitive, and I've driven this engine. I've driven basically most of these combinations of engines except for this, the 6-speed 5.3 recently. I haven't driven this very recently. I can tell you that the new diesel is smooth, it's not very loud, the acceleration is pretty linear, so it doesn't quite fall on its face like some other diesels do when you go over like 45 miles an hour and you're accelerating further. So I think my first impression is that the diesel is a good power plant, and now we know exactly how efficient it is, which is a big deal. Finally, of course, not to be forgotten, the 6.2 V8 with a 10-speed. It's all available in LTZ and High Country models, and 420 horsepower, so the highest horsepower level of all engines, 460 pound-feet of torque that actually ties the diesel. And the diesel torque comes early, about 1500 RPM, so it's really acting like a good diesel. But the fuel economy on the 4x4 6.2 V8, 17 combined. So yes, you're getting the power, you're getting the horsepower, but you're getting, average or fuel economy that's comparable to a base engine in a Silverado truck. But you do get the rumble. You do have all of the benefits of that big V8 and the towing numbers, which is huge for this engine. But you're also paying the same amount, actually. So both of these engines are the same amount over the 5.3 V8. So it's not like the diesel engine is actually more expensive than the biggest V8, like you may find in some other manufacturers. So they're very aggressively pricing this new diesel engine. So I'm happy to see that. GMC has not released their fuel economy numbers, but I expect them to be the same. We'll have to wait a little bit and see how the GMC Sierra 1500 diesel numbers shake out as far as pricing and everything else. And I know the configurators are almost online. You can order these trucks. Chevrolet says the 2020 Duramax 3-liter will be available for sale in early fall. So that's coming up within a month or two. I'm pretty sure you can order these trucks already. I wanted to mention one more thing though. Payload and towing on the new 1500 diesel, because trucks are about work. And maximum payload is 1,870 pounds on the Duramax 3-liter. This is actually not the best in class number. If you're looking at the Ford, that payload number is about 2,040 pounds. And the maximum towing on the diesel here is 9,300 pounds for a two-wheel drive. Once again, not the best in class. Ram 1500 EcoDiesel announced their number at over 12,500 pounds, which is kind of mind-boggling for a half-ton truck, any half-ton truck for that matter. And the maximum towing on the Ford diesel F-150 is over 11,000 pounds. So I asked Chevrolet, how come? Why didn't you tune this truck or make this truck capable of more towing? And the answer was that this number, the 9,300 pounds, accounts for more than 90% of what a customer or customers do with their half-ton trucks. So they felt that was adequate. If you wanted more towing, they say, of course, you should get the 6.2 V8 with a 10-speed, which offers now over 13,000 pounds of maximum towing capability. Of course, if you want to tow more, the heavy-duty trucks are there as well. And you can see all of our reviews, actually, of the 2020 Chevy Silverado heavy-duty truck on the TFL Truck channel, as well as this truck, the 3-liter. And we'll be doing more with this. In August, we'll be driving the GMC 3-liter truck, the Sierra 1500. And then hopefully very soon after that, we'll get it here to Colorado for a real-world MPG testing and iGauntlet World's Toughest Towing Test. You'll be able to see all of that on TFL Truck and, of course, TFLtruck.com. So thank you guys. Let me know what you think about this fuel economy. I'm pretty impressed because I wasn't even expecting that 33 number that we got here. And, of course, go back to TFLtruck.com for more news, views, and real-world truck reviews.